Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of Sidekick Storytime.
Today's story that I got for you is also like a PSA, how deadly refrigerant can be. So in my early years of working on cars, we used to work on our cars in a buddy's dad's garage, right? And I think we were probably flipping cars at this point. I was probably 20 years old. And we both worked at AutoZone, so we get discounts on the parts, right? Smart move. He ends up going to work that night. I had to come there at some point to bring him his truck because he took my truck and then get some parts or whatever, right? So we had both gotten McDonald's before this because we're going to school and working on cars, and it's back to back to back to back. So I'm there by myself eating my McDonald's as one would.
What did you eat?
And probably a McChicken. And truthfully, I probably made my McGangbang back then.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. A McDouble with a McChicken in the middle. Oh.
It's not the first I've heard of that.
Yeah, the secret menu, man. So I was probably eating that. And obviously back then I wasn't super concerned about like working on cars and eating. So it was just nasty, nasty work. But a radiator condenser, an AC condenser had been smashed in, radiator had been smashed in. Put new radiator in. At this point, I had popped the old AC condenser open to let it air out. Because what's the EPA? Never heard of that before, right? Never heard of regulations.
Never.
So, little did I know I had been like poisoning myself in an enclosed area with refrigerant. Because the refrigerant is leaking out in the garage, and we were running the heaters because it was winter, so the garage door was closed. And not to mention, it was all over my hands, and then my burger, and I was ingesting it. So I just felt funny. I kind of felt dizzy, and I'm like, am I drunk? Like, what is going on? And I just kept walking it off. I finally finished with the car. I have to bring him back his truck. So the AutoZone was maybe 5-10 miles up Silver Spring, and his truck was a Bronco. 90s Bronco, like the
OJ.
Thanks. Yeah, like OJ's Bronco. So I'm driving it, and I have the knob on the steering wheel, so I'm holding that. But I'm like dizzy. Like, I almost put the truck in the ditch. Like I'm just like I'm out of it. I'm not with it. You know. I'm like I just need to get the AutoZone. I make my way all the way there, in one piece without crashing into anybody. It's 8:30 at night. You know, AutoZone's almost closed at this point. I pull into the parking lot and I walk in. And both him and the manager look at me and they go, "You don't look so good." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't feel right." And I toss him his keys. I start walking down the aisle, and I face first slam my face down on the floor, on the AutoZone floor. So they pick me up, and at this point they were dialing 911.
Yeah.
And I'm like, something in my brain said like, "Call poison control." I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I need to throw up. So I'm in the back bathroom throwing up after just passing out. And then they call poison control. I express what I had been doing, and they're like, "You have refrigerant poisoning. You need to be drinking water, blah, blah, blah." So I literally sat there in the bathroom of an AutoZone for what felt like forever. It was probably like an hour, maybe a half hour. And got myself back together, and just like that, I learned a hard lesson that day that refrigerant will kill you in an enclosed space. And not to let AC condensers leak out into the space you're working in.
Was it a nice bathroom in the AutoZone?
It was less than pleasant. Coddling a toilet that a bunch of grown men who are not very cleanly.
I can only imagine.
And that is my PSA for the day, and concludes another Sidekick Storytime.